Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing like a really classic look, a simple wing, a simple eye, bold lip, and a soft matte face. I love this look. I love all the looks. I love makeup. But I love this look because it's so versatile, it's so classy. You can dress it up, like if you're going out, it would look beautiful on any gown, any dress. And you can dress it down just to like elevate, even like a really simple or like kind of basic look. So let's get started. Before we jump in, I want to ask you guys to please like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell, all the things. I'm still learning like that, like lingo. But also to please follow me on Instagram at everydaygirl_essentials. I do a ton of these kind of videos and like IGTVs, reels, posts, and I always use like little pro tips or captions within each of my posts, especially breaking down the products. Okay, all of that, now let's get started. So I am starting with a very clean face already, so I'm not gonna worry about the cleanser, which is usually like my first step. So I'm gonna move on to adding some serum. This is that Glossier Super Glue, a really good like vitamin C serum. Something to note is whenever you press serum into your face, I know I don't always show this tip on my videos, sometimes I cut it out for sake of time. I'll be better. But tapping on it, I hope you guys can hear this. It just sounds like really hydrated, like supple skin. Like I know this oil is being absorbed. So any type of lotion or moisturizer you can lather on, but your serum you want to tap on as that final step, and this is going to really help your skin absorb that oil. Underneath my eyes, I am going to add the Bioessence vitamin C oil. Really just at this lower like triangle of my face. I don't need too much oil across my face. I have naturally like an oily complexion in my T-zone. Underneath my eyes, I'm going to be using the Ole Henriksen vitamin C like under eye cream. It's like the Banana Eye Bright. I love it because first of all, this little amount is going to last you so long. And I love the color of the cream. It just gives you a little bit more of like a radiance over your skin. So now I'm using my CeraVe moisturizing cream. I use this one with the blue. It is a wonderful universal moisturizer. And by universal, I mean like all skin types, all skin tones, mostly all skin textures. So I'm gonna put a little bit of eye primer on. I wanna make sure that the makeup stays, especially with how much like oil and cream I put on the eyelid. And then just dab it evenly across your eyelid. So I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty finishing powder and pound cake. I'm gonna lightly set that primer in. I just don't want any color too pigmented, especially because we're going to be doing a lot of blending. So last week I did the like pink eye and I wanted that same color just across the entire lid. But whenever I'm using like a much lighter color on the like lower part of my lid up to my crease, I don't want it too pigmented or too white. I really don't want to take away from just like the skin's natural tone. So I'm going to be using the Patrick Ta palette. I love the creaminess of these powders, which is like a crazy statement to say. I get it. But it is such a really good formula. So I am using shade Scandal as the base of my lid. I don't need it too pigmented. This is going to be a really good transition color. So don't worry about like scooping up a lot on your brush and then packing it into place before you blend. Just a light, even coat across the lid up to the crease. So don't go like all the way up to the brow bone. And if you are new here, something we discuss a lot is do not make like a rainbow arch. It's just not that flattering. So you want to draw the face kind of like up and like back. So to do that, round out that rainbow instead of that arc, just kind of draw it back to like where the eyebrow and the outer corner of the eye kind of meet. And I'm blending up to underneath my eyebrow. So with that same brush, I'm gonna pick up the color Mother and just pack that color on a little bit. This is almost like a orangish brown. This is the color Mother. And I am gonna pack that in that kind of outer crease and then blend it inwards. I want a lot of that color like concentrated on the outer edge of the eye. And you can see this color is gonna build up pretty fast. And I'm looking down very purposefully. I wanna really give myself like my full lid to work with. It's just kind of like weird and hard to like go in my eye with a brush. So on that outer corner, just to maybe the middle eye. So we're gonna pack it on the outer corner and blend lightly to the middle eye. I am gonna be using the color Transition. So I'm gonna press it down in that outer corner and blend forwards to the eye. I don't wanna go past like my pupil. And then if you pack it down and if you use like a circle brush, then make sure you don't have like a circle here. So just blend it out and lightly tap in an outward motion to where that line is for your eyebrow to your outer corner of your eye. And something I love about this Patrick Ta palette is how quickly these colors build up. So with a little more like condensed fluffy brush, I'm gonna take the color Woman, shake out any fallout, and I am pressing this towards my inner corner. And again, I am not blending it further than my middle eye. This is where I want these colors to really meet. And you are looking to try to achieve almost like a gradient. Like you don't wanna see where one color just like abruptly stops. And just keep packing down that lighter color. If you do see like harsh lines forming, then we're gonna blend it out in the next step, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna take it just kind of like up towards my eyebrow and blend it in with any of that brown, especially if I feel like it looks a little bit too harsh. So with that same brush, I'm gonna tap it into the color Lady. And this is gonna be a little bit more of like almost a chunky glitter. And it looks so good reflected in the light. If you don't have like a really shimmery, sparkly color like this, then your highlighter is a really good next option. So to blend some of this in, I'm gonna use that second color we used, just kind of that darker burnt orange. And I really wanna blend out some of that shimmer color that kind of went over the middle eye. I'm just blending in that shimmer to the outer corner. So now I want to apply primer, and we will finish the eye and like the under eye after we kind of get like a little bit more of the makeup and we can see like if we need to tone it up or tone it down. So I am going to use a double primer, especially because it is so hot outside now and I want it to last. So I'm using the Lawless primer and it smells amazing. Kind of like really floral. So for the second primer, I'm gonna be using the Kevin Coin. My girlfriend, she told me how to say it, and I cannot remember how it's supposed to be said. If anyone wants to let me know in the comments, please feel free. I think it's a coin though, Kevin Coin. I am using his Glass Glow primer, and I'm gonna use just a little bit, almost like 2 little peas amount. This primer is pretty thick and you can tell how like shimmery and reflective it is. It is one of my holy grail products for dry skin. Now because I'm doing a soft matte look, I really want my skin to have some radiance. especially when we put these powders and creams on top of it. I'm probably not going to be using a highlighter, so I'm going to use this Glass Glow for that like really radiant effect. Mainly just concentrating it like in my T-zone and underneath my cheeks. So I'm painting on some foundation. I am using shades C3 and C4. I kind of mixed them together from the L'Oreal Lumi foundation. It's a really nice sheer coverage. So I'm like kind of painting this product all around. It is not gonna absorb in my skin. You can even kind of see some like paintbrushes, like little marks and streaks. That's because I need a sponge to make my skin absorb this. And any bit that is left on my brush, I'm just gonna work down my neck. I'm gonna dab it into place with a wet sponge. And make sure it doesn't get in your hair. You can like kind of pull it back, but take it to your hairline. So I'm using NARS Creme Brulee Concealer. And I'm not taking it all the way up to my eye, just a little bit under it. If you crease easily, then I do not recommend bringing a lot of concealer up to your eye. It's gonna really dry it out. And I'm taking it just a little bit to the bridge of my nose, down my nose, and a little bit on these like high points. And I actually like adding a little bit of highlight above my lip. And I love just like brightening this like really central area of my face. So with the same wet sponge, go ahead and blend that in. And now with that sponge, you can kind of work it up to the eye. It's not gonna be too much coverage. You can use your finger. If you have long nails, definitely be careful because you don't wanna draw lines in the makeup. But you can dab it in just in that like inner eye area. And sometimes I kind of crease on this side more than the other. So I like just pressing in some of that makeup and like honestly making it a little bit more like malleable with my body heat. So that way it's not sitting on top of these creases. So with that same setting powder, I'm gonna lightly tap it on and then immediately just lightly like dust some of it away. I don't really do like a lot of baking with my looks. I just think it's so drying to the under eye. Thin and sensitive in that area already. Packing a little bit on and then dusting it away. And I'm gonna do that everywhere I put the concealer, especially my forehead. I think this helps like absorb some oil, and a little bit over my lips. So I am getting my hair like away from my ears because I want to add some of this cream bronzer in the shade Baked, and this is from Milk. I love how buildable and like blendable this is. So you can do like way more of like a shadow and like a cut into your face, or you can just kind of lightly tap it for something a little bit more subtle. And I'm gonna take the edge of this and just mark like kind of the sides of my nose a little bit, and we'll blend it in, don't worry. And then I want to kind of shape my forehead. And I don't really want to rely on a bronzer to do this. It would look really powdery, but the bronzer is gonna sit really nice over the cream product. I am leaving like this space here on purpose. I just think it would make my eyes and my face look way too small. But that's where I'm gonna fill in like that blush, and if we were doing a highlight. So with the same wet sponge, go ahead and kind of dab it into place. And take it a little bit into your ears, and that is gonna help you look like this is a really natural like color and shape for your face. So I am using the ColourPop Cream Blush in Mini Me. I like dabbing on like a stick blush. I like this one in the Rihanna Fenty Beauty Bikini Martini cream blush as well. And I'm gonna dab that into place. So for my blush, I want to make sure that color stays put from that cream stick. And I am using the Jouer Blush Duo in shade Adore. And I love how like neutral these shades are. And I actually kind of mix them. And they are so complimentary. Put on the tip of my nose. I love a little bit of blush across the summer just to give you that kind of like sun-kissed, glowy look. So I'm gonna take my condensed, like smaller flat brush, and I'm only putting powder on one side of it. And this is gonna help reduce fallout, and I'm using the shade Scandal. So you're gonna pack it on at that corner, slide to the middle eye. And then with that second color, Mother, I'm gonna do the same thing. And this color is gonna build up fast. And then in that shimmery kind of shade that you can also use your highlighter for, I am gonna pack some of that color. It's almost like a champagne shimmer. I'm gonna pack some of that color into my inner corner. All right, and now for the liner. I am using the NYX liner in the felt tip. It's the Epic Ink liner in black. Whenever you approach a wing, you need to have some confidence. If you think you're gonna mess up, you are probably gonna mess up. So I don't want too big of a wing on this eye, but I do want a little bit of one, and that is gonna help my false eyelashes just blend in so much better and look like almost a little bit more natural. If it's believable my eyelashes are that long. Okay, so I am connecting that wing to the middle of my eye. And we're not gonna line the bottom lash line. I want that really bright. And that's gonna help this look like a really classic look rather than more like grungy. So I am filling my eyebrows in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil. I think it's the Brow Wiz in soft brown. And I like doing a pencil and then a clear gel over it. I think if I had like thicker eyebrows, I could really pull off more of a tinted gel. And I'm gonna comb them up and then kind of like increasingly down. And then brush them a little bit back into place. And for the brow gel, I'm gonna be using the Revolution Brow Gel in shade Clear. And don't like put too much pressure on your skin while you're doing this. So we already have that foundation and powder on, so I don't want to be moving around putting brush strokes in that makeup. I'm going to be using the Ardell Trio lashes today, and I am using them in size short. So I'm just going to put them like middle eye out. So maybe 2, maybe 3, but definitely 2 sets of trios. Again, from that middle eye out. I love this for just a really like understated like eye, just adding that little bit of drama without like a full-on like fake lash. So I want to bond my lashes to these trios. So I'm using the Ayako mascara. And this is their Black Magic mascara, and it is amazing. I'm going to use a white liner on that inner eye, and this is going to help open up that eye. You can just tell already, like, I think even the color of my eye like looks more white with the liner. So it sometimes looks a little bit funny when you immediately put white liner on to your bottom lash, but it really helps open up your eyes, especially in pictures. So all we have left is to line our lips, and I want to do a really bold red lip. So I am using the NYX Crown in shade Red Tape. So I'm going to start from the corner and then go down, corner up, and corner up. I also sometimes make kind of a funny face whenever I'm like doing this, just to stretch that lip, especially if you even just smile and try to turn out your top lip so you can like line it. You don't want just like a straight line up here. So you can kind of smile, especially if you know you're going to be smiling for most of the night. So I'm going to take the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in shade 1. So now I'm going to use the Make It Last from Milani. This is an amazing setting spray, especially if you're going for that soft matte look. And it's crazy kind of seeing my lips this big. I usually don't overline them, but with a bolder color, I was like, you know, like why not? It's a little bit harder too with like a really pale color. Your true lip color kind of pulls through, but I love overlining with a really deep or rich color. So remember, do not crinkle your face or those little crinkles will set. This is our final look. I love it. It is so pretty. It's like elegant and beautiful. I love it. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I upload. I try to do once a week of like a little tutorial of a fun look, a casual look, an elegant little classy look. I am going out to dinner tonight. I think that it's actually the perfect like date night look. I love how this just opens up my eyes and draws so much. I mean, not only to my lip, that's clearly like the statement here, but especially my eyes, they are so much more like open, especially since we didn't do such a dramatic crease on that outer corner. I could go on and on. I love this look. And if you're not there already, please follow me on Instagram at everydaygirl_essentials. All right, thanks y'all.